All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. It's straight up energy reading. This is solstice season. It should have some huge graphic that comes up with it. The solstice season. Cancerian energy. We go into Cancer season. I call it the solstice season because, especially this year, you're not going to hear too many people say solstice season, but it is. It carries for a while. If you want to know what's going on with the energy, weather is energy. Take a look around at what's happening right now. Go tune into the Weather Channel and take a look at what's going on. It's all over the world. It's not just here in the U.S. where I live, but the U.S. weather right now is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's going to get crazier. It's an indicator, right? It's an indicator of how much power there is in the energy. And this is a very powerful solstice that we're coming up on. A lot of people are probably feeling it. I'm very sensitive to the weather. But one of the side effects of my deep empathy and ability to read and pick up on things and all that kind of stuff is I'm very sensitive to weather changes. Hugely. Way more than anybody with seasonal affect disorder. It's like seasonal affect disorder on crack. And I can tell you, this entire year, each approach, the equinoxes approach and this solstice approach, have been intense for me. They've been insane. All right, almost dialed 911 3 times in the last 2 days, I will tell you. At the end, I'm exaggerating, but you catch my drift. Look, at the end of the day, this is powerful. We're going to see what it means for you. I'm going to pull your energy in here for this reading, and I'm going to do a very unique reading here for this, okay? We got Cancerian season, we've got Venus and Mercury in Cancer, we've got a solstice that's happening, which I just talked about, which is very powerful. And on top of all that, we've got a Cancerian-themed soulmate cycle that we're all dealing with, all right? I'm going to pull this reading as I would pull a Cure for Cancer reading. In other words, I'm going to do the pre-shuffle here, and I'm going to do 5 cards from the bottom of the deck after the shuffle, which is the environmental energy around us. So we get a good look at what the energy we have to live in. And then I'm going to pull 4 cards up at the top about what you can expect or how you might be living in that energy or the ideal way for you to live in it. I'll clarify all of that, pull some universe cards at the end. And again, as I always say, you bet your sweet asses, there's going to be a link for an extended because this is a very important reading. This is a very powerful season, Cancer season. Solstice season, I'm going to call it, because the solstice energy started coming in a couple of weeks ago. I started picking up on it. I suspect that it's going to be really powerful right up through the end of July. It wouldn't surprise me towards the end of it if it's still just there, like it hasn't dissipated at all. All right. So I got a pre-shuffle here. Let's talk about it. First, I have to say it's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. Have to say that. Have to. Nobody listens, but I have to, right? May or may not resonate with you. Hey, that reading didn't resonate with me. I told you it might not. What the hell? I don't know. It could be future influence for you. This energy is powerful enough to push out. In other words, if you're if you're running a little slow on your timeline, this energy will catch up with you at the next solstice, right? Right around Christmas time, all that, end of December. All right? We'll see. It could. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying it could. It's that powerful. All right? All right, here we go. Pre-shuffle. I ask the universe, give me the energy here. The surface energy. Just the surface. Nothing major. It's a Lover's card staring at you. Crossed by the Hangman, the 4 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups. I think for you, you get some kind of, I'm just going to say this. It's on the surface. It might get shot to shit in the reading when we go deeper. But the way this feels to me is you get some kind of inside information that gives you some perspective on something. Now, inside information could be something you figure out with some kind of epiphany you wake up with, or it could be from an outside source. I don't know. But I think something about somebody it could be, it doesn't have to be your runner that you watch readings for. It could be someone from your distant past. People are very affected by their childhoods and things that happened in their youth, way more than they realize. Even right up through their 50s and 60s, they're still affected by some of that stuff. Anyway, my point is, you get some perspective on somebody who wasn't interested in you. Just walked away from you like you was nothing, okay? You get some kind of perspective on that. There's something about it and it allows you to, I don't know, I call it inside info, but it allows you to sort of move forward here. And I'm going to tell you why this is important. I'm going to go a little deeper. There's a magician there. Yeah, okay, fine. Transformation, transforming energy. But what I wanted to show you was one under that is the Star card and the Queen of Cups. The energy of this solstice season, we're going to call it solstice season. All right, I'll catch shit for that, but we're going to anyway. The energy of this solstice season, this Cancer season, if you will, is ideal. Almost perfection in energy for manifesting love. Okay, manifesting what you want. So when we get perspective on something in the past that's been jamming us up, it can really help us. Because if you don't, you're going to be putting a lot of that Four of Cups energy into what you're manifesting, and you may not get the right thing in that cup, right? All right. Anyway, that's the pre-shuffle. That's just the surface energy, and it's incredible. It's nice to see. All right. Now, everything that happens is up to your free will. You could dismiss the whole thing. You could dismiss this reading. You could say, you know what, fuck you, Steve. Okay, fine. Fuck me then. But it is powerful energy right now. It's almost ideal. It's great for manifesting love. Now, love, if love can be a soul's true purpose too. You manifest yourself a new career, right? You could. It's a different kind of energy, but it's still the same basic theme. It doesn't have to be someone to love, right? Queen could have been singing about, old Freddie Mercury singing about, find me somebody to love. It could have been, find him a better job. I don't like being in this band. Get me the hell out of here, right? I don't know. Could be, find me something to love, right? It could be that too. All right, so let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. And I decided, again, as I told you, I'm going to pull this like a Cure for Cancer reading. All right, so we're going to pull the environmental energy, 5 cards from the bottom. The 4 cards at the top of the deck are going to be either advice for you, or what's going to happen, or how you could best play out in it, or what's coming towards you. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this reading. I just thought I'd mix it up a little bit. And the cards will not let me shuffle anymore. I am done. That's it. I mean, I literally cannot shuffle anymore. So the bottom of the deck are environmental energy. Well, I would say normally the overall energy of the reading is the 10 of Cups. It is. The first card out, the bottom of the deck, is the overall energy of the reading. Fine. 10 Cups. Okay. I will tell you, the environmental energy is very good for manifesting. With the 9 of Pentacles coming after it, if you can dream it, you can have it. I'm telling you, make sure you dream right in this energy, okay? Definitely make sure you dream right. Because I got a Fool in the center, right? Isolated by itself. These two go together, and then I get a Fool here. I get 3 Swords, and I get an Emperor. And I'll show you the 6th card, just because it's there when I pull the 5th one. It's Queen of Pentacles. It's your energy reflecting off of that. Radiating through the whole thing. But look at what I got. Look at the separation I got here. This backs up the pre-shuffle in a big way, the environmental energy. The environmental energy is conducive for you to move in any direction you want. And I'll flip this energy because I do have an Emperor that may come towards you. Because the 3 of Swords is one of the cards that ends the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. And this is not just the environmental energy around you. It's the environmental energy around the people you're attached to as well. So keep that in mind. But this reading, I wanted to angle more toward you because I want you to take advantage of this energy. Okay? It's like a big, giant, energetic weather update for what I'm calling solstice season. I like that. I love it. This Fool here, the environmental energy is conducive for you to go in new directions, to try new things. There's a lot of freedom within it. There's a lot of freedom to dream things that you never dreamt about before. There's a chance for you to bring back some lust for life, to feel happy again. Stop worrying about stupid shit that's probably never going to happen if that applies to you. Okay? That's all here. Over here, it's kind of a separate thing. I've got a masculine energy that is dreaming about you. They are. And they would like to liberate themselves from this 3 of Swords. I've been pulling, this is the way I pull a Cure for Cancer reading. Okay? And I've been pulling those for a couple of years now. Right? There's a whole playlist of them. And I have never seen such a split before. Where this side is this. It's like the McDLT of fucking energy here, where hot side's hot, cold side's cold. It was a failed sandwich, but it's a really nice reading. Okay? So what I've told you about you, yeah, that's there. But I've also got an Emperor here that wants to liberate themselves from this 3 Swords. The energy is there. It's surrounding them. And what's interesting about it is you might say, well, you said this was the surrounding energies. Yeah, they're kind of calling this in, okay, on their side a little bit. I think somebody here attached to you is obsessed with this 3 Swords, with what happened. Well, it's a real lovey-dovey solstice season. It's a real lovey-dovey Cancer season this year, okay? Venus is playing a big role in that, Venus being in Cancer. That's a huge thing that's happening here. All right, well, there you are. overseeing the whole thing here. Let's flip the deck. And then let's pull the 4 cards from the top. We got some clarifying to do. We got some shit to talk about here. But I'm going to separate these out the way they separate, the way they read. This Fool is all by itself. It applies to either side. This is you. This is them. This is also them for reasons that are over here. The Fool applies across the board. All right, let's go. Page of Cups. 9 of Wands. What's crossing the 9 of Wands? The Hierophant. There's something blocking this. What is it? What is going on here? What's red with the Page of Cups? This is all incoming energy. This is all incoming energy. I mean, I think I've already told you what I wanted to pull a reading for you. I mean, I could kind of tell you I could just tell you something here. What's been blocking things for you with either finding new love or someone, this Emperor coming towards you, is gone. It's not there. Somebody doesn't care. Somebody's put that on a shelf. There's no doubt about it. I've got energies. This is all incoming, coming toward you, pulling the reading for you. Your final outcome would be the Chariot, and it's red with a Page of Cups. And the Chariot is Cancerian energy. I'm pulling on a Cancerian-themed energy because it's Cancer season. Well, what I'm calling Solstice season, because that Solstice energy is incredibly strong here. Something's coming towards you here. We're going to have to clarify. I'm not quite sure which way to go with this. This is almost like this is you, right? It's sort of split the way this is. This is you, and this is somebody attached to you. Okay? Maybe they were married, and that's what was blocking, but that's not happening anymore. Maybe they were getting in their head too much. Maybe they didn't figure out the spiritual lessons that the universe has been trying to show them, and that's been blocking them, but that's gone. 9s of the end in tarot. Okay? Because I've got forward movement after that. Let's pull on the Page of Cups in relation to you. I'm not worried about. I'm going to do it this way. You are going to be these pulls. They're going to be this pull. Okay? So in relation to you, my viewers, tell me about the Page of Cups. I love readings like this. This energy is so flipping on itself. Imagine a roller coaster, if you will. The way the energy is. You know how sometimes roller coasters, it turns and it sort of does that? No, I'm not talking about a loop. Like where the track turns and you're at a 45-degree angle all of a sudden. It's like that. The energy is sort of flowing through like a roller coaster. It's unreal. All right. So I'm having to flip-flop around with it. It's all right. I have to swim in the energy to pull the reading. I'm doing all right. I'm holding it together. Jesus. If you could see me right now, my eyes are like wide open. And I got giant eyes. That's a big deal. I looked like a fucking owl when I was a kid because your eyes are always the same size. All right, here we go. Why is the what's the Page of Cups in relation to my viewer? Jesus. Wow. Holy. Oh, fuck yeah. Someone from the past. Well, it's weird. You get... Okay, I'm just going to tell you what the energy indicates. That you get a second shot at somebody from your past shows up. Somebody from your past shows up and you get a second crack at them. It's somebody, the way the energy reads, it's somebody from your childhood. And I talked already about childhood, right? I talked about that in the pre-shuffle, where I said there's something, you get a new perspective on somebody who walked away from you like you were a piece of shit, right? And it stuck with you your whole life. Listen, before you deny that ever happened, I'm exaggerating. It doesn't have to be you were a piece of shit and they walked away from you, like you were, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be that. It could be something. It's something that happened in childhood. Either way, it's a person that returns. Oh, it doesn't surprise me with social media and everything these days. That kind of shit can happen. That's where your perspective comes from. What is this? What's on top? The 4 of Swords. It's been a dormant energy for a while. Their return brings a great deal of healing for you. Okay? It does. We already talked about it in the pre-shuffle. It's fine. It's good that it's showing up here because I thought the pre-shuffle, the way the energy read, it was going to go to shit when I went deeper in the reading. It's not going to shit at all. So that pre-shuffle is part of this reading in a big way. All right? Why is the 4 of Swords here? So rewind if you were someone who skips over that shit. Nah, just wait till the cards hit the table. Okay. And yeah, you sound like that. Okay. I wouldn't do that with my readings. You miss a lot. Okay. 4 of Swords. Yeah, the Burger King. King of Wands. This is not about the Burger King or the King of Wands is who's coming towards you. It might be when I pull on this and apply it to the Chariot Okay, it's possible. Okay, that's this emperor, right? Always reflecting out of balance, always reflecting as King of Wands, which we call the Burger King, because they got to have it their way. I get that. But in the context of you, which is what I pulled on here, this is something that makes you feel really good about yourself. This is not just healing. It makes you stronger. This person showing up from your past. It's a person. That's the way the energy reads. All right, don't shoot the fucking messenger if it shows up and it's something else. If it's just you see a turtle and you get an epiphany from the oh, I remember the turtle. We had a class turtle and that ties to that. All kinds of things daisy chain. All kinds of things tie together. There's all sorts of stuff that can trigger people. Okay, all sorts of things. But for most of you, this is a person out of the blue from the past resolves an issue that you never, I don't even think a lot of you even knew you had this issue or that it was holding you back. Whatever it is, it makes you feel really strong, really powerful. All right. Okay. Let's pull on the Nine of Wands here. Tell me about the Nine of Wands. This relates to another person. All right. Should I do it that way or should I? No. Yeah, I should. Nine of Wands. I was going to maybe skip to the Chariot, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to flow with the energy because the universe is trying to tell a story here. Why is the Nine of Wands here? I love this. Wow. I'm going to have a lot to pull on. Okay. Tell me about the Nine of Wands. This Nine of Wands ties to the Three of Swords for some reason. My eye keeps going like that. So, let's see. Why is the Nine of Wands here? It's the Fool. This is one of the cards, or the card, but yeah, it usually ends the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. This Three of Swords is tied to this Emperor, and this Nine of Wands, which is tied to this Hierophant by default, because the Hierophant crosses it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then crossed by a Fool over here. So I've got somebody here who doesn't give a shit anymore. I don't know. That's just what the energy says. It feels like, fuck it, I don't care. They're probably coming towards you. I mean, they don't care about anything other than resolving this, okay? Other than tearing down whatever the rest of this wall is and getting to the sun. This can play out in a lot of different people, though. Before you go, oh, Steve, my runner, they're long gone. Don't assume you know who I'm talking about, all right? Don't assume that. This could be very big or it could be very small. It doesn't have to be something huge. It's different for all of you. What's on top? Yeah, the High Priestess. Yeah, who you think this is isn't who you think it is. This is a hidden energy. This is somebody who feels I think they feel wronged by you in some way. I'm just going to say it. I think this is somebody who feels wronged by you for most of you, or that you're completely unaware you ever did anything. Or for a smaller number of you, it's someone who did you wrong and is feeling guilty about that. It's somebody who feels like you did them wrong in some way. And I don't think you know about it. There was a reason I told you before I pulled this. I said, don't assume you know who I'm talking about. I don't think this is a long lost runner. The one you watch tarot readings for, and you all tell me all the time is not coming back, and I keep telling you all the time, my reading may not be about that person for you. Yeah, it may not be. I don't think you know who this is. This is hidden energy. Somebody's been hiding this. Three of Swords, pain, Emperor. Okay, why is the High Priestess here? Yeah, the Page of Cups. That ties it to this. So it's what I said already. Rewind. I said over here, you get healing. You get resolve on something. And I'm not even sure some of you even know that this energy has been there. That this has been something that holds you back. It's not something you wake up every morning and think about. So this Page of Cups ties it to here. I don't assume you know who this is, but whatever it is, when this happens, this person's showing up to resolve this. And I think it brings you a great deal of healing. I think you find out, if I'm to phrase this energy and just sort of take it and put it in the way I kind of feel it in a general way, this is something here where you thought you had no power, but it turns out you were the powerful one. In other words, something may have happened here where, you should have been the one where you were worried about it the whole time and upset about it the whole time, but somebody else was more upset about it than you, okay? And I think that brings you some perspective. It shows you there's something that happens here that shows you your power, okay? How powerful, how liked, how loved, how powerful you truly are. However it plays out for you, it's going to play out different for everybody. But it's that kind of energy, all right? It's that kind of thing that's playing out here. Tell me about the Hierophant. This talks about something long term. Somebody might. Tell me about the Hierophant before I open my big mouth, because I could be off. I could be wrong. Why is the Hierophant here? It's tricky energy. It's flip-flopping back and forth. It means it's very, very different for all of you, but I'm going to pinpoint it. I don't care. I'm just going to go right down the middle with it. It's crossed by the Six of Pentacles. It's like I told you guys, since not everybody was here in the very beginning when I got here, I told you guys, I explained how general readings work, right? I explained it in the form of a tree. Right? You've got the trunk, the big trunk of the tree. That's the main path of destiny. That's the soulmate cycle, we'll say. Right? That's the cycle that we're in, the main big trunk, tree trunk. And then you guys, your individual stories are little branches that come off of that tree trunk, and then there's little branches off of those and little branches off of those. So I read from the tree trunk, okay, and the base where the main branches hook up. So we're just taking it right down the middle. It's the only way I can do it. And I can tell you right now, somebody here was giving to the wrong, is blaming you for giving to the wrong things. And that's why they're coming in. Somebody here based their whole, I don't want to say their whole life. I can't say that. Maybe if it's something from childhood, they based their whole view of the world on something that happened with you, and they now realize that they were wrong. Now, this can be on a smaller level if it's a more localized soulmate, like a runner or something along those lines, if I'm to apply it to that, which I don't think it's that person, but if I am to apply it to that, it's somebody who blamed you for what went wrong, blamed you for them running, and now they realize it was their fault the whole time. And they're making some big long-term changes. Either way, this is an energy attached to you that's making some long-term changes, and you're someone they need to make amends with, okay? This is an actual person. That's the way it comes out over here. What's on top? It's not a concept. It's not an idea. What's on top? 10 swords. Everything I just said just got backed up. 10's are the end, dead end that lead to a new beginning. But with the 10 swords on top of the Hierophant, somebody's making some big, long-lasting changes here. And you're a destination on that. You're a loose end that needs to be cleared up. Whether it's someone from your distant past that you've forgotten about, or in the slight off chance it is your long-lost runner. I don't know. I mean, I get better ratings with the tarot reading if I read it as your long-lost runner, right? The person you're watching tarot readings for, but I'd be lying to you. So I'm being honest by saying that, all right? So be careful if you get a bunch of readings for Cancer season and it's showing that person that ran from you coming back. I can see how that might play about. But you've got to dig, you've got to get underneath the energy to see that it's probably not that. It's something else. It's something much further back. Okay? Why is it? I'm just telling you. Take it for what it's worth. Why is the 10 swords here? The 8 of cups. Yeah. You're a loose end that somebody's tying up. Before they can move on and walk toward their 9 cups, somebody needs to resolve the 8 broken cups. Right? This is the Pope in some decks. The Hierophant resolves, or the Pope resolves issues. You go to the priest to resolve an issue, right? It's like that, all right? So, yeah, you're somebody's loose end. I get it. I think it's wonderful because it leads to a Chariot as our final outcome. This Chariot, we get back to you, bookends over here. So, this is them. These 2 sections are you. So, you've got somebody coming in. I said 6 of Cups crossing, a person. It looks like a person, not a concept or an idea. Coming in from the past, brings a lot of healing. Makes you feel very powerful. Wow, it's almost like, just to give you an example, and please don't take me literally, you just got to catch my drift. It's almost like you say to yourself afterward, wow, I had that kind of an effect on somebody? Yeah. Some fucker from 4th grade I don't even remember? Are you serious? Right? It's like that. And again, don't take me literally. I'm just offering an example of the energy. Let's pull on the Chariot in relation to you. What's the Chariot about? Can I straighten my table out? That wasn't spirit. That was me. It's my hands. Calm down. Before you start yelling hallelujah at your screen, it was just my hands. All right. Why is the Chariot here? Why is it here? It still don't look straight, does it? Because the cards are crooked, not my table. All right. Let's go on. Tell me about the Chariot. You ain't going to tell me shit, are you? Okay. We're going to go back to the witches. Nope. That's not going to tell me shit either. We're going to go to the little animal deck, which randomly at the bottom has 8 wands of communication. All right, let's go. Tell me, fresh deck. Tell me about the Chariot. I always flow with the energy. I trust my intuition. I trust what the energy tells me. All right? Those 2 decks, that I could have shuffled the Light Seer all day long and the damn Witch's Tarot all day long, and I wasn't going to get anything on this. This one here, this feels pretty good. Let's go. Okay. We got it already. Boy, that was fast. All right, it's crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. And this is an ace. It doesn't matter that the suits don't match. This is a 10. The dead end. It leads to a beginning. It breaks to an ace. Here's the ace. Whatever this is, you're somebody's loose end. They come clear up the 8 of cups, 8 broken cups, so everybody can move on. It's for the greater good. It benefits both parties. All right. It's old energy. Now, oftentimes I read this, Ace of Pentacles is the slowest energy of the tarot. I say it's grandma on the freeway at 15 miles an hour. The same applies if I want to get the age of an energy. It's old energy, right? Either you look at it as grandma's old or you're old by the time grandma gets there. Either way, it's old energy, all right? Okay. It's old. It's been something that's been hanging around. But I don't think you've been thinking about it. I think the other side has. And that comes out crystal clear here. What's on top? 7 of Cups. Why is the 7 of Cups here? We'll just talk about the whole energy. Yeah, the Empress. Yeah. It's like a... you ever do a puzzle? Kind of. I got to give you an analogy for this one. You ever? Well, of course you've done a puzzle. Well, it's a puzzle you buy from a dollar store, right? That's already been done. Somebody donated it to Salvation Army or some shit like that. You buy the puzzle for 50 cents, right? You get it home. You don't realize until you get all the way through it that your 1,000-piece puzzle is 998. Okay? You don't realize it until you get all the way through. You're like, I don't think I have those 2. I don't think I have those pieces, right? So it's sort of what it is. It's a puzzle piece you didn't know you were missing that gets put in that actually accelerates your ability to move forward. Whatever this is, when this person shows up, again, this is bookending over here. It creates an ace, a new beginning, a solid new beginning for each of you. It opens up options for you that you never knew you had. Now, if I'm to take that energy back a click and rewind it and just sort of more surface energy it just for the period of time we're talking about here, what I call solstice season, but it's really Cancerian season, right? Stretching right up until about the end of July, from here till about the end of July. You're going to have options available to you coming in that normally are not available. It's one of those things where people are going to be, for example, people would take your calls who normally wouldn't take your calls before. Those types of things, all right? And your energy here is going to need to be in this. You're going to need to be in this Empress energy to take advantage of it. And that's why this is happening. That's why this is the last card out. Right? These opportunities, I ask, why is the 7 of Cups here? All these new options. I get the Empress that moves it over. These opportunities happen because you're in this energy. You're in this energy and ride the Chariot because this Emperor, whoever this is, comes towards you and creates all of this to happen. Okay? And I believe what I said in the pre-shuffle. I think you just get some information. I see here in the energy, I feel a person showing up. But a person showing up when you're an energy reader can also be you find out something through somebody else, or that you read something that they said. It could be anything, okay? Whatever it is, be on the lookout for it, all right? Keep yourself in tune for things going on around you. Try to find, during this solstice period, this Cancerian time frame here, between now and the end of July, do your best to manifest things you want, your desires, new love, and stuff like that. But also, do your best to pay attention to things that happen. Try to find the meanings in why something happened, okay? Especially if it involves, I'm just going to tell you this, because this happened to me earlier, especially if it involves a number of some kind. The numerology on this period is pretty spectacular. It works out pretty cool. Pay attention to weird things that happen around numbers during this time frame. I'm just telling you, take it for what it's worth. It's not part of the reading. It's just me talking to you about the energy, okay? Let's find out what else the universe wants to tell you. All right, let's go. Let's see. Give me 3 cards and a bottom card. What else you want to tell everybody before I go pull some wicked voodoo on this? I am. We're going to find out. We'll find out about this 3 of Swords. We're also going to find out where the other soulmates are. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on with anybody around you, your runner, and all that kind of stuff? We'll look into other soulmates. Right? Because this is more of something, a karmic resolve that needs to happen. This reminds me a little bit, not much, but enough that I mentioned it. This is very similar energy, what I'm talking about here, to what I got in an Is This You reading I did the other day. So for some of you, if you watched the Is This You reading and you thought it wasn't you, okay, watch it again. Try to watch it from any reading like that, the Is This You readings and stuff. Try to watch it from a neutral perspective, okay? Try to just be completely neutral. No preconceived notions, no expectations. That's the only time you get the answers. Answers come in the silence. The silence can be silence, but it's also neutrality. It's also where there's no chatter of negative or positive going on, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, I'm just saying. There's enough of that here, that type of concept here to mention. What did I call it? The karmic feedback loop, Groundhog Day kind of thing, sort of a thing like that. It's a bit of that. All right, what else you want to tell everybody before I go pull some wicked voodoo? Come on, universe, let's go. 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. The Hermit, the 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Some of you might be, the universe kind of calling a few people out here, I think. And I don't mean it in a bad way. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I keep saying that, okay? This is a soulmate, whoever this is. This is somebody you have. People from the past like this, like what we're talking about here, or messages from the past, or karma from the past, does not even bother reaching you later down the road unless there's some kind of soul tie to it. This is actually a more powerful, what we were talking about here is actually a more powerful soul connection than you realize, okay? It is for the greater good of both involved. I will tell you, you might end up, some of you, a few of you, I don't think a lot, but for a few of you, this turns into it reads like a long distance love affair, and I say that in part because that's one of the energies coming off the Chariot, which can sometimes indicate a long distance affair. And I didn't want to say anything while the reading was here, even though that was one of the energies. But now the universe, I think, is calling me out. It's calling out you, the people that don't think it's a soulmate that I'm talking about here. I am. It's calling me out because I didn't mention the little band of energy here where you might end up with this person, for some of you, for a few of you. This is someone you end up in a relationship with. It might be long distance though, okay? So keep that in mind. This might be somebody at a distance. Okay, we got a lot to pull on in the extended. We'll just pull a bunch of side reads. We'll find out what's going on with a few of the energies attached to you. We'll pull a pyramid and try to supercharge this reading. We'll just see where we go, okay? We'll just see what happens. I love extendeds like that, just willy-nilly. We'll just see what happens. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. Good luck, and make the most of this season. Definitely do some manifesting, all right?